Good evening from New York. I am Selwyn Collins, your host of CWS Conversations with Selwyn. Thank you for joining us. Those who are joining us for the first time, a very special thank you. CWS is about having conversations with people about their journey and how they're using their gifts and talents to help others. Our guests tonight are three amazing young ladies. The young ladies you will see on the other side of the break, they're entrepreneurs who sing conscious pop and use music to influence young people and transfer hearts and minds. They go by the name 3B4JHOY. I am anxious to ask them what is the meaning of this name and how it came about. But anyway, and they're also known as 3B4 and have been singing as a group for over 12 years. In 2001, they headed for the studio to record their debut album, You Are Worthy, Lord. And then for 2 years, they traveled nationally and internationally, promoting Your Worthy Lord before returning to the studio to record Only You. Only You opened the door for them to perform at the Gospel of Music with Jeff Majors on TV1. They were also privileged to meet and share the stage with Smokey Norfolk, Trinity 57, 2103, and Jay Moss. You know, I'll take a short break here, and when I return, I will introduce you to these lovely young ladies. I'm excited to get started.
So I'm Claudette, and I'm the youngest sister of the bunch.
Yes, I'm the oldest. My name is Heather. Obviously, Dominique, she's supposed to be in the middle, but she's the middle right
Not for the interview.
Not for the interview. But we're pretty much, like you said, 3B4JHOY, and the meaning. Claudia, you want to explain the meaning for us? You know, she says she's...
Yes, we'll just skip ahead of ourselves. The meaning of our name, pretty much, we grew up faith-based. You know, we grew up in the church, so our name has a spiritual meaning.
Yes.
And it pretty much means the Trinity, Father, Son, and Spirit, going before joy. And the H is silent, and it pretty much represents the Holy Spirit, you know, in us and with us. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. I know what I'd be doing. I would be a chef because I did go to school for culinary arts, and that's one of my passions, to create, you know, food and recipes and etc. So I'd be doing that. Or a journalist. Communications. Something like that.
Yeah, and I went to school for fashion merchandising, so I would probably be in Paris somewhere, you know, pretty much marketing a big designer's line or something like that. I did think about, you know, medicine, but I just love the creativity side, and so I just stuck with fashion.
Yeah, I did fashion design, but I would most likely probably be a music therapist.
Yeah.
In hospital.
We grew up in...
Well, that's a difference, 9 and 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We grew up in Sis Trunk. which they're fixing it up now. But when we were there, it was a ghetto.
Yeah, it's coming from the bottom, you know.
Yeah,
and then our parents brought bringing us up in
we moved to
in the
suburbs.
church. Yeah. So we always had music. Mom would always be singing. Our aunt and uncle, you know, they're singers and they're also like artists in themselves. Yeah. And we grew up around a lot of creativity. So, you know, that was automatically like, you know, instilled in us. Mm-hmm. Our dad is a bass player, but not professionally.
Not really. They
dabble in the arts.
Okay, my earliest memory is us singing on stage, and we stood there frozen, singing a song. I think Claudette was probably 7.
I was at 6. I was
6
young.
or 7.
I know I was.
We didn't reach our teens yet.
No, yeah.
We were singing Silent Night, and we rang up the whole song.
Oh yeah. Silent Night. I sounded younger, but I remember that we added a little soul in there. But you know, for me,
hold on a second.
Yeah.
I was just told. They weren't hearing my question, so let me. Just give me a second. Let me try to fix this. Hello? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so this should be better. Now, let me start over because the audience apparently didn't hear my questions.
Oh, okay.
If you don't mind. So to give you an opportunity to say it in a different way, I want you to take me back to your early childhood and tell us where you were born and what was it like growing up there at the ages of 9 and 16.
Wow.
Well, we were all born in different places.
Yeah. Our parents traveled, but I was born in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Dominique was born.
Well, I was born in
Patterson,
New Jersey.
And I was born in Florida.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
So our mom was quite a traveler.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
then she settled in Florida, and we grew up in Sistrunk.
Right.
Sistrunk, which is
they're
sort of the ghetto.
Yeah, they're developing it now, but when we were growing up, it was pretty rough. But we never knew it was a ghetto though, still, because Mom always made it a really safe and fun environment for us. So
But there were always, like we explained earlier, like singing. Our mom, she sings, but not professionally, and we have our aunts and our uncles that sing. So we had that environment where music was always, singing, always around us.
Mm-hmm.
That's how come we got into it. And let's see, our first time singing was in church.
Uh-huh.
and we would marvel at the choir. We would always like dream of becoming a part of the choir.
Yes, they had the adult choir, and we were in the children's choir. We didn't really like the
So at what age did you realize, or when did you realize that you can actually sing and sing well?
That's a good question.
We knew we could sing, I think, but I
guess
didn't
when you were 6.
realize we could sing well. We knew we wanted to sing because I remember there was a gentleman in church who I guess he discovered or saw the talent in us,
yeah.
and he decided to train us, and I think he taught us one of our first songs in harmony.
Yeah.
And
you were
I still
like
remember.
really young.
Yeah.
We
I
were
was
all
really
young. Like we're like a year apart or a year and a half apart.
Mm-hmm.
So
and I remember
like 6.
Yeah. So from that day, like we kept singing, and we knew we could sing when we actually sang for the first time live in that church. And I think Dominic brought up the story when we sang "Silent Night."
So were your parents encouraging when you first started singing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And you told me earlier that I don't know if the audience heard this, but you told me earlier that when I asked you the question, if you weren't singing professionally, what would you be doing? And you, Claudette, said you were trained in the culinary arts and you probably would be a chef, right?
Yeah.
Heather, fashion, Dominique, fashion.
Yeah.
Now,
or music therapist.
Oh, and then you probably be a music therapist. Now, it's obvious that your parents pushed education.
Yes, definitely.
So what was the how should I put it? I spoke with your dad, and he's a guy that cracks me up a lot, but lots of wisdom.
He's crazy.
How did your parents put it over in terms of, look, pursue your education, you can sing, you're good, but how did they put it over to you?
How did they put it over to us? I know, of course, our parents were very, like, okay, they knew it, like, education was important, but they weren't the type that if you don't go to college, you'll never be anything. They were very encouraging to us and allowing us to follow our dreams and what we wanted to do. Yeah. So when we decided that we wanted to go to an art school, they were like, go for it. You know, if that's what you want to do. Of course, get your education and stuff, but a lot of people look at art school as, oh, that's not really, if you have an art degree, that's not really a legitimate degree. But to us, I mean, we wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
I knew if I went to a regular school, like, and we could have gone. Right. But I just had the passion to go in the artistic direction, and our parents were very supportive of that.
Yeah, very supportive.
And if we wanted to go to a regular college, you know, to do regular degrees, they'd be supportive of that too. Yeah. So.
Well, I'm curious. You guys, you know, you seem like a solid group. You have this synergy among you. So, who among your parents and then among you is the disciplinarian?
Mom. Mom is both, actually. But mom is the most, yeah. She tell it like it is, like, or excuse our phone, sorry. But she tells it like it is, and she's the same way with when we sing, you know.
She's our worst critic.
Oh yeah,
our biggest.
Oh really?
I love that. We welcome it. You know what I mean?
And who among the three of you is the disciplinarian, the one who says, look, guys, we have to practice. We got to do it one more time?
Me.
Claudette.
I would say me and Claudette.
It's a mixture.
Where does that leave you, Heather?
Wow.
I say, let's get it together, ladies.
Yeah.
Oh, this is interesting. Growing up, you mentioned that you came from a family, uncles and so on, that sang and played music and so on. But do you remember any particular adult you spent a lot of time with outside of your parents that really influenced you in life?
Yes. Brother Doreen. Dwayne Walters.
Yes.
Shout out to Dwayne Walters.
What's their name?
Dwayne Walters.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
He's an artist himself. Yeah.
Yes, he's amazing.
He was the first one who really taught us how to come together and harmonize. You know, we do our own thing, but he kind of organized us and was like, "Okay, you sing tenor, you sing soprano."
And if we did it right, then we got a chip.
Yeah, yes, we got chips if we did it right. I remember.
But,
yes,
he was a great person that definitely influenced us to take this serious and
just use our gifts.
Our gifts. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The three of you, or let me phrase this question a different way. Would you say you're spiritually grounded, the three of you?
Yes,
definitely.
Mm-hmm. And how you arrived at that conclusion?
Wow. Well,
it didn't just happen like that.
Right, it didn't just happen. No, I mean, of course, you grow up, you're young.
You have to go through
through your challenges.
Yeah.
But we've all gone through individual things in our lives that made us, stronger spiritually and better. So.
Yeah, like if you would have asked this like 10 years ago, it would be a different answer.
Right.
give me one life-changing experience. I mean,